In the bottom left, with very conventional play, we have our only Protoss player in this group, 1 of 7 in this tournament. He is
Creator Prime.
And in the upper left, we have our Terran player, a macro beast. Can he win the next 2 games? He is
Starting Bomber.
Well, this map, Tasteless, when you ask if you can win the next 2 games, I would say I think you can win this one. Because this map, the third base, is going to be very difficult for Creator to take and to hold. It's got a lot of surface area on it, either one that you want to try to take. And it's going to be a difficult situation moving your army back and forth. There's a lot of open ground where Bomber can get great concaves. Definitely Creator's army can get out of position where the medevacs can do their damage through harassment. So I feel like this is a great map for Bomber here.
Yeah,
definitely a map where Tosis has thumbs down in his ladder pool.
With Bomber here, I think you're right, and this is of course the map that he preferred since loser picks. But going into this, I'm curious if he's going to do anything else like what we saw in Game 1, that SCV pull, for instance. We don't. I mean, there was a period for those of you guys who didn't follow us in Wings of Liberty, where pretty much every Terran pulled his SCVs for a big battle. Took all the SCVs, and I mean it makes sense because you can keep landing mules to get some money to get the next few rounds.
Well, it gives you a big swing in units for one battle.
Because the way the AI works, it'll attack whatever's attacking it that's closest.
Yeah.
So it will not prioritize, for instance, the Marines in the background.
And with the high damage output of the Terran army, it definitely helps out a lot. So
right,
definitely something that has to be watched. Now, Bomber getting into Scout looks approximately the same from Creator as last game, and Bomber definitely doing the same build as before, the Reaper into Reactor with the Command Center. So pretty similar openings for both players. This time the Reaper going to want to get a little bit better scouting done, perhaps.
All right, he's hitting that Zealot and hitting it hard and continuing to push in here. Now he's got to avoid the Stalker. But I love these Reaper openings. It's good to see the Reapers back, actually.
Certainly.
When the game first came out for Wings, man, remember that was the reign of Maka Prime, just continuously making. You would have like 15, 20 Reapers, kiting roaches.
It was a dark time, Tasteless.
Yes,
the dark ages of StarCraft 2.
But so then it got nerfed. But then eventually. Did he see it?
Oh, yes, he did. That's pretty awesome to actually see the Stargate. Now you know that this is either a Void Ray All-In or an Oracle, and you can definitely prepare for both. Now that it was scouted, I would say for certain he should go for an Oracle.
Yeah.
If you're gonna the Oracle, even if they defend against it, is still going to be useful. You're still going to be able to fly around. It's going to keep their units in certain areas.
You could track Widow Mines with it, too. That comes up.
Revelation, always a great ability.
Sure.
And, of course, if you continue to make them, then suddenly you can overwhelm a player that is not on top of realizing this. If you have 2 Oracles, they kill a lot of Marines. You have 3, oh my god, it is a brutal massacre. And, in fact, he did start a second Oracle.
So, again, continuing the defensive play. And by the way, over here, Bomber is, and he's ready for the Oracle to come in here. He's got his Marines in that back area. The Oracle dies really fast. It's a very quick unit, but you got to be very careful.
Yeah, it's very low on health. So, he's going to fly and see what he can see. Good scouting going on.
Whoa!
Way too many Marines for him to actually do anything, and a little bit of sloppy play there.
I cannot believe he actually got through there.
He tried attacks several times there, and it just did not work out at all.
All right, looks like he might try to... Oh, careful, Creator.
He's killed 1, and he's spent basically all of his energy. This Oracle won't be able to attack for a very long time now because it's going to need to have 25 to activate, as well as additional energy to actually attack. So the second Oracle that comes out can't team up with the first.
Right. But very ineffective attack there. I mean, if you get in there with the Oracle, you can kill 8 SCVs easily if they're not ready.
And
this is the opener that I'm doing all the time right now. And it's
if they're completely ready, too, turning off the Oracle isn't bad. You can turn it off, continue your scouting, and then get out of there.
Looks like he's coming in here again. Getting just one SCV. He's got to be careful. Oh, losing the Oracle over there. Now he's down to just one Oracle.
Yeah, and that Oracle actually had to shut off because he just didn't really have the energy, but that's okay. Right now, he does have an additional base, and he still has an Oracle out there, so that's going to keep Bomber sitting at home for a little bit longer. You know, eventually we may see him throw up a missile turret or perhaps make a Widow Mine or two.
Sure.
All these things can stop an Oracle damage.
You've got to be careful about those Widow Mines. That really does not allow you to just go in there and try to punish a Terran player.
Now, we do see the Robotics Bay coming up, so Colossus Tech on the way for Creator, but will he do a Colossus all-in because of his poor start and the difficulty of the map, or will he add his custom forges? It looks to me like he's probably going to do some sort of Colossus all-in. And I think that that's a completely fine choice. You know, his Oracles got scouted. This is, as I said before, a harder map to take a third on than many maps.
Right.
So to do an all-in in a best of 3 in a situation like this, I think it's a good choice.
If he does go for an all-in, it's not uncommon to send the Mothership core into the main of the Terran. Try to get some Marines up there. They use the time warp or Quagmire, whatever I made of it, and use that on them. And then what you do is you force field the ramp and just hit hard the Terran's entrance. It's a really good way to do the all-in.
Well, let's see what he wants to end up doing. He is getting that range, getting that Colossus as well. So this is definitely looking like, yeah, that's an invisible observer. That's what they look like.
That's what they look like, man.
But it's
the Predator.
This is so looking like a one base all-in. I'd be so surprised if it was not.
Well, I think the only other thing the Creator could do is maybe hide a base. To expand to the top right and just, make it look like they're dead even or something, and then go from there.
I can.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
You could do that.
Have you been playing at all on the North American server?
Yes.
All right. I was just checking because when you said that, it reminded me of some games that I've played on there recently.
Because on the Korean server, people don't hide bases as much.
No, not
You know
very
what I mean?
often.
When you go to the North American server, I'm like, oh, he.
But the thing is, you're completely right. That is a valid strategy. That absolutely can work. But it does look like he's just adding those 3 gates, man. He's getting ready to try to crush Bomber here. But Bomber, if he overcommits, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
Bomber's strength is sometimes his greatest weakness because, he doesn't need to do this. And guys generally don't do this against a Protoss on 2 bases.
No, wait till they're on 3. If they're sitting on 2, not moving out, you should not be able to do damage. That is a fact.
Well, the pilots could just barely not see him. Oh, this could be bad. The Stalkers, they have to hit that before he comes out. Okay, here we go.
All right, let's see if this drop can do some serious damage. The Photon Overcharge, the Nexus Cannon coming out. Probably should be targeting Medivacs with that.
I was going to say, a little bit sloppy there. Oh,
just barely doesn't kill it. A little tip for people, if you have units incoming, you definitely want to target the Medivacs because it puts a timer on how long the drop can be there before they sacrifice everything.
They either have to commit or they have to pull out immediately. And even if they pull out immediately, you can end up getting the medevac. And this is where, a drop's going to be a double-edged sword because you can do a lot of damage and catch them off guard, but you can also simply lose your medevacs and everything inside of them, and then you're just behind.
Well, it looks like it's about time, Tasteless. We are going to see Creator move out relatively soon here. He's getting a Warp Prism, a very interesting choice indeed.
Well, it looks like he wants to actually commit to an attack here. He might want to do something like, I don't know if we're going to see it now because his Oracle is going to be picked off, but probably going to Warp Prism over there, warping some Zealots in the main, go to where the SCVs are while he hits the front of the Terran's base.
Well, right now with 14 Stalkers, 3 Colossus, 10 Zealots, 6 Sentries, that's a pretty deadly army, and Bomber shouldn't be moving across the map like this. He should have realized by now that this is actually a 1 base all-in, and if you're on 2 base, oh my god, what? Okay, well, this might actually end up working. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Well, he's got to have a perfect spread here.
I don't like it though. He's playing against someone who's put no money into anything except trying to get a big army. So if there was a time to hold this, this is now. But Bomber, with his huge amount of supply, he may be able to break through. He has a lot of Vikings.
All right. Well, if he doesn't, the Bomber's dead because that Warp Prism will get in there and he will just start doing damage.
One of these players is about to win this game. The other, Tasteless,
is about to die or lose.
Yes. Here we go. We do have a few ghosts in here for some EMPs as well.
All right, here we go.
Wow, the Viking just targeting us down.
Yeah.
And the second one getting targeted as well. The Zealot's actually stuck behind Stalkers here. And Bomber, have you done it?
You know, he might have. The Zealots need to get up there and sponge up the damage. And he needs to warp in another wave of Zealots. But the concave here is also incredibly good right now for our Protoss player.
It is, but this is Marine Marauder Medevac against Stalkers, and Stalkers absolutely are not good against this unit composition.
Still waiting for more Zealots to be warped in here, but it might just be too late. We may be going on to game number 3. That is the tipping point, I do believe, in GG.
Wow, very close there. That was a risky move by Bomber, but you realize that with only Colossi for splash damage, that can be detrimental. You know, without any side storms in there, the SCV pull with the mass Vikings becomes very powerful.
It really is strong. For a little bit there, I didn't think that was going to work, by the way.
No, it was actually pretty darn close, to be honest.
I think if the Zealots had been up in the front, I'm not saying he would have held it, but it was getting close to the very end there.
Yeah.
All right, Tosis, who's going to win this one?
I'm still going with Bomber. You know, there's just a few things that we're seeing from Creator. I don't think he's really adjusted to Heart of the Swarm as well as he did to Wings of Liberty quite yet.
Right.
You know, there's obviously a very talented player, very strong Protoss, but there are a few little things that I see that I do question. You know, some of the Oracle movements not as swift. You know, again, he goes for a starport opening against Reaper on a map where Reaper can get in anywhere. Or not anywhere, but in a lot of different areas.
Yeah,
that's going to make it very hard.
Probably hide the starport somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe if he wants to really do damage with it.
Proxy it or something.
Yeah. Also, not targeting the medevac with the Nexus cannon. That I felt like was a little bit of a mistake as well. So I'm still feeling Bomber, and the map is rolling, so that's a big, wide-open map. And I tell you what, even Wings of Liberty, it was hard to stop Terran drops there. But with the medevac boost, Creator's really going to have to be on top of things.
Bomber's always been good at Whirlwind. Even against Zerg, he's been fantastic.
Well, it's, you know, anyone that can make that many units is going to be well-suited for such a map.
That's true. Bomber's sort of like a Terran player. But Zerg inside, the way he operates, you know, matches all those units and stuff. And it looks like we're almost ready to do this.
I'm pretty excited, Tasteless.
I'm amped, I'm pumped. So get ready, guys. Spread the word again. We're here in the new studio for the GSL Code S down in Gangnam. Same place as the Gangnam Style song. Balling out of control. All right, so we're going to see who's going to go on and face off against Roro. Will it be Bomber or will it be Creator? We're going to find out soon here at the GSL Code S.